welcome back to Homestead Corner. Today I thought we would build a first aid kit for our pets. I try to mention often about making sure we stock up for our pets, and I know we've talked about first aid kits before, but I received an email from one of my viewers, and she had got caught short just not having the right supplies, and because it was kind of something she overlooked. First aid for pets, not always do we have everything we need. She called the vet. Luckily she was able to get through it. They helped her. It was great, and the dog is healing up, doing good hopefully. And so I just thought that is a little reminder for me, and I thought it would be a great reminder for all of you as well. So I figured today we would go through a first aid kit, what kind of stuff we put in there for our pets, and make sure we have what we need for quite a few different little things. So first off, I just have this in a little shoebox type thing. Everything lays down, fits in here, no problem. You can use an ammo can, a first aid bag, plastic bag, whatever you have. That's the best way, whatever you got. So in this little kit, things that we keep in here, some of the first things are gloves. If the animal gets wounded, anything like that, you got to bandage them up. You want to make sure your hands are clean, and to keep them clean in case there's anything crazy, and also a little bit of hand sanitizer for yourself as well. Those are for you, so you can care for them. Also, clippers for whatever pet you have. If you have a cat or a dog or whatever, you want to tailor this to their needs, definitely. So we keep clippers in here. We keep a few different pairs around the house because it's important to make sure you keep their claws down to a good manageable size, and so they don't get hurt. Sometimes stuff happens anyway, and at least if you have them, you can take care of stuff. If something happens and you have to trim it, you'll have the equipment. The next thing we like to keep, I threw one of these wound care kits from the Dollar Tree in here because gauze, tape, things like that are really good to have on hand. If they get a big gash or anything like that, you want to make sure you can cover it up. And so these have little gauze pads in here, different sizes. It has the little rolls of gauze. I think the rolls of gauze are good because this can double. I don't keep a muzzle in there because that's not something that we would normally use. Sometimes if your animal gets wounded, they may act in a way that they normally would not, and you may have to muzzle them just to get them wrapped up or bandaged. Animals get scared, things happen. Even though they're not normally vicious biters, they may if they're wounded. So you want to watch for that kind of stuff. So just rolls of gauze, tape, or you can even go with just these kind of things, just a roll and a thing of tape. However you find it out there. I would say the cheapest option for all of these items is going to be locally. You can buy some online, and I'll put links to some of the stuff that are online, so you can, if you can't find it locally, or if it's just easier for you that way. The next thing is vet wrap. I love this stuff. I've used it on us. We use it on the pets. You can also get it like at the Dollar Tree. You can get a thinner roll of it. It's just adhesive. It sticks to itself, so you don't need those metal clamps or anything like that. We had a dog break a nail back to the quick, and we had to wrap her foot up so it would stop bleeding, get the pressure on it, all that stuff. And we kept it bandaged up for a couple days while it was healing. So vet wrap is wonderful. I really, really love vet wrap. And like I said, you can grab it at the Dollar Tree, even cheaper, just for human grade stuff. It still works for your pets. The next thing is a couple of syringes. We have different sizes because we have a huge dog and we have a tiny dog. I keep a whole bunch of syringes in. They are great for irrigating wounds if you have to do that. They are also, if you have to give oral medicine to an animal, it's a lot easier to do that. You don't want the ones with needles on them. Let's see. The next thing, we get this in the drugstore, and this is simulacin for pink eye for people. We have had a couple of dogs get a rosebush caught, the thorn caught on the side of their eye, walking too close to the rosebush, different things, and they can get a little infection in there. This works beautifully to help clean out the eye, flush it out, and it's all natural. And we bought this for our kids. We've tried it on our animals, and it works beautifully. Cats, dogs, we've used it for everybody. This stuff works great, and it just helps keeping it so it doesn't get infected and helps treat it. If it does start to get a little red or they got little wet eyes, we have found with the dogs, if they're starting a little wet, cold, this can definitely help if they've got something going on in their eye. So that stuff is wonderful. It's for pink eye, but it works for a multitude of eye issues. And then an extra leash. This is, just a tiny one. Again, if your animal gets hurt, there's a good possibility that they may act very different than they normally do. Your dog may normally stay right with you, but if you're outside and they get hurt, they could get spooked, they could run off, anything like that. You want to make sure you've got an extra leash so you can hold on to them if you have to take them somewhere, anything like that. We always keep an extra leash in the first aid kit. The next thing we keep in here is liquid bandage for those small scrapes and stuff. This works great. We have found that because they don't like bandages at all, they cannot stand to be wrapped up. My dogs go absolutely nuts. This stuff works awesome if this is enough to cover a wound. So this is nice for those smaller cuts and things like that. It's just first aid for dogs and cats. Liquid bandage is all it is. And you could probably just use regular human grade, but this stuff is pretty inexpensive. That's why I pick it up for the pets. And then an antihistamine. I have a dog that loves to chase bees. Good Lord. Crazy little thing. Mr. Pokey, our little dash hound, he's super allergic. He swells up like crazy. Even bug bites, he gets really swollen. So my vet had recommended Benadryl, and I found this is a lot cheaper than the Benadryl, the Pet Armor. So we keep this in there. This is just something I picked up for the dogs. It's the same exact thing, just an antihistamine, but it's nice to have in case you need an antihistamine. It's really not that expensive. Worth its weight in gold, definitely. The next thing, I always keep Pepto-Bismol for those upset belly times. If they get into something, it can help coat their stomach. You can also keep activated charcoal. That is another one to help their stomach if they ingest something that they shouldn't. Activated charcoal is a wonderful thing to have on hand. We keep it in our regular first aid kit, and I don't have any in this one. And the last thing, I love this stuff. It is a little expensive for the size of the bottle, but honestly, I have used this on so many different animals. Has a horse and a dog and a sheep on it, and we use this on our chickens. We've used it on our cat, dogs, sheep, goats, alpacas, the neighbor's cat, any open wounds, and if you get it in their eye, it is not going to hurt them. We really love this. It heals up wounds wicked fast, cleans them. It does everything. It's like an all-in-one for wounds, skin irritants, anything like that. We absolutely love Vetricin. This is one of my favorite products. When we first started raising goats years ago, I found this and I absolutely love it, and I would not be without it for any pet now. We absolutely love this Vetricin. So that is it for my kit, what we keep in there just for pets. Obviously, we would use whatever we needed from our own first aid kit as well, if that's available. But these are things that are more geared towards your pets. to make sure that you have what you need. And will it help in every single situation? You might be missing something. There's always things that you can add, but this is just a good base to get you started, to make sure you've got something for your pets when they need a little first aid and you can quickly help them. And if you have any ideas of what you would put in there that you think is a must-have, put it in the comments down below. It really helps everybody. All those different comments, it makes such a wide variety and it really helps the community. And that's it for today. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up, subscribe. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.